In this video, I'm going to review the Guard Pro Model E6 trail camera. So this is camera number, what are we at?
5?
Camera number 5 for us?
Yeah.
And as we were thinking about where to place the 3 new cameras, I think we're going to get a few more, because these are awesome little cameras. Right now you can get these on Amazon for like $58 if you have Amazon Prime. There's going to be a link down in the description, and I'll pin it right in the first comment. But we've had 2 of them up now for what, 2 weeks?
Yes.
Still have full strength battery, and I'm sure we have all kinds of footage, but we just swapped out the SD cards. You don't have to do that. You can actually pull up to them. You can program them so you can connect to them on, with an app on your phone and pull the footage down, or you get to swap out the SD cards.
And pulling up is how we're making sure we like the angle.
Yes, we're connecting them to the
right
app,
now. Mm-hmm.
Making sure we like the angle and everything. They're waterproof. Nice and waterproof, seals nicely. And I tell you what, these are easy to program. I programmed 3 of these before we came out this morning, and it took me, what, 10 minutes? It took longer to put the batteries in, basically, than to program. We're naming each one of them so we know which camera. The files have the camera name, so when I pull them in to edit videos and stuff, I know what camera they came from without looking at them. I just love them so far. We've had other trail cams that we used for other things, ghost hunting. We haven't had them out on property. We even have one that we just put on our shed. We're going to use it kind of like for security. It's pointing at the tractors and the RV and everything, and it'll see somebody come up on the shed. What we're using these mostly out here, it's not really for trespassing. It's to catch the wildlife. Like we came out this morning. There were birds out here. We've got deer footage. We got all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of critters living on the property here. So far, I love them. So let's talk about some of the positives and some of the negatives, because this is a Donley Cove review. We're not going to get into real detailed specs, but I do have the manual, and I'll read some of them off to you before we get started. So Marianne just pointed out, it looked like I drooled down my shirt. We've been out here all day working. I got overheated. I dumped some water on me just to cool off a little bit, so I apologize for what I'm looking at. But anyway, some of the pluses I just covered them. It takes a standard SD card up to 256 gigabyte. We're running 128s because they're just a little bit cheaper. It has an app you put on your phone. You can pull up right next to them and pull the footage off, see what the camera's doing, that kind of thing. Check the battery status. We didn't know if it did that, but we just checked that. Waterproof. I meant battery life. I mean, so far so good. I mean, those are the pluses that we love about it. One of the drawbacks is it does take 8 AA batteries. Okay.
But honestly, I think that our trail cams that we had for the ghost hunting, I think they took 8 as well. Yeah. I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah. Now, you can get a solar panel for these and put lithium batteries, rechargeable batteries, not lithium, rechargeable batteries in these to recharge. We might add that option next year because we're still getting cameras. Price, like I said, the first one that we bought was a kit with a solar panel, which we didn't put out yet. It was like $99, and I thought these were all, but these ones I'm getting for like $59 now. And you know, hopefully it's not like going to be a discontinued thing, because I really like these so far. Just the drawbacks on how many batteries it has to take. But we had full battery after 2 weeks. Okay. Now, I've been programming them on motion, doing 1080. They'll do a 4K video, but to do 1080 for 10 seconds. It also records audio. And another thing too is it doesn't light up at night to scare away the animals. Oh, one thing that we did add, I don't know if you could see on the tree over here. We got different mounts. These come with a strap that you mount them to the tree. And you know, you can see the strap goes in there. If you're going to mount these temporarily, you could use the strap and then move it around, that type of thing. But from some of the videos and some things I read on the internet, those straps, squirrels like to eat them. And we do have squirrels out here, and I don't think they'd last long, so I went with the permanent mount because they're going to be here permanently. What else do I say? Just keep recording, I'll cut it.
Okay.
So let's go through the manual a little bit. You know, Shawn, if you know me, I read the manual last when I can't figure something out. But the app for the phone, pardon the sirens in the back. I'll start that over.
Thank you. Ambulance.
Huh?
Ambulance.
Yeah, that's the second one. All right, let's go over the manual a little bit because, you know, if you've watched our videos and know Shawn, he doesn't read the manual unless, you know, has to figure something out that he can't figure out. But here's some interesting stuff in this. First of all, let's talk about the manual. Very well written. Kudos. You don't know how many electronic devices that I get and I can't see the text, or it's, you know, 2 pages in English and the rest of it's a foreign language and really doesn't tell you anything, doesn't make sense. This is very well written. The app for the phone works on Android, or you can get it for an iPhone as well. So that's kind of a cool thing. It'll also work over Bluetooth, but we're not doing that. We're doing over Wi-Fi. Like I said earlier, we could name each camera differently, which is nice. I was talking about the app. Advanced settings. Okay, let's go through some of the settings. Mode. Alright, so you could set these up to be motion detection, which is what we did. You could set them up to be time lapse, or you could set it up to be hybrid, which is like a combination of both. You could set them up to take photos or video. Ours are set up to do video because we want to share it with you guys. We just don't want to take a bunch of pictures. Your photo quality, if you set it up to take pictures, will go all the way up to 48 megapixels. That's pretty high.
48?
48. It'll do 4, 8, 16, 24, 32, or 48. That's a pretty high quality picture. Photo burst. You can set it up to do burst. After a trigger goes off. Video quality, like I said, it'll do a 720, it'll do a 1080, and it'll also do a 4K. We're set at 1080, just to save space on the cards because we don't know how often we'll be able to get to them. You can change the video length once it's triggered. It can run for from 3 seconds to 5 minutes. We are set to 10 seconds. You can have the sound on and off. Ours is on. Video format, this is interesting. It'll do an MP4, which is what we're set to because we're PC side and that's what we edit with, or it'll do an MOV. So if you're a Final Cut Pro person on a Mac, great stuff. You can set the detection delay. You can set the sensitivity, and you can also use a motion test. We're just hooking it up to the camera. A motion test is where you can have somebody looking at it to see if you have it pointing the right way. You can set the time-lapse intervals. So let's say you want to just do time lapse and you want it to run for a certain amount of time. You could set the time of just have the time lapse come on. That would be cool if you were building something, you know, kind of like a greenhouse, where you get to set it and just run time lapse, and it'll capture time lapse of the entire build. Okay. You could turn the Wi-Fi off if you want to. Of course, you set the date and time. We had to fix one of the ones that we had out here because I had the date wrong.
Yeah, what was
it? Off a couple
2022.
Years. Yeah, so we fixed that. You could turn off the info strip if you want. I kind of like it on because it gives us the date and time. The big buck comes out about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. The big buck deer. You could set operational hours. Maybe you only want to run at night or certain times during the day. Also, what's cool is you can set passwords on these, which probably most trail cams you can. We have passwords on all of ours, so you're not getting into it unless you know what the password is. And if all else fails, you can do a factory reset and start over again. So if you screw something up. So, yeah, went through the manual. There you go. All right, Mayor, you've seen the footage. You've seen me put these up. You've seen these in use. Do you have anything you would like to add to this review?
I think the footage is amazing.
It is. It's nice and clear.
Yes. Yeah.
Even at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like it.
So maybe we'll share some footage right here. All right, so as you can see, this camera works great. It's picking up stuff. It's working the way it should. We're going to keep adding to the fleet because they're quite inexpensive. We don't have power out here.
Right.
This is doing the job.
Exactly.
So I know it's not what your standard reviews are. Again, the Donley Cove reviews, we get the products, we put them in use, and we give you an honest review. And actually, we have some reviews out there where we tell you that the product's crap and we're not using it anymore. So far, we like these. Okay? Anything else you'd like to add to this video?
No, I just think they're doing a good job.
All right, if you like these videos and like what we're doing at Donley Cove, okay, if you like these videos and you like what we're doing here at Donley Cove, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit that like, share this out. Tell everybody about the two older people that's out of shape over here trying to build a weekend retreat at Donley Cove. You can also check us out on Instagram, search for Donley Cove. And hey, Our Haunted Travels is out there too. Some cool stuff. All right, folks, till next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting.